What I care is to have my photos in magazines. That was really like something I loved. Every magazine, every time I had and I opened the mags to see the photos inside, it was really like, for me, like a success. It was really something I wanted. Without the paper, it doesn't, I don't really give a fuck actually. I was skating with my friends in the countryside, like 1 hour away from Paris, and decided with some of my skate friends to make a fanzine. The name was 50-50, half of music and half of skateboarding. My dad at this moment, he was a police officer and he was taking all the photos and the portraits of the criminals. So he was really also into photography and passionate by photography. So I talked to my dad and I was like, okay, do you think you could borrow me a camera or teach me how to take photos? He offered me the Zenith camera. And then after his job, he was bringing me to the police office when everybody was gone, and he showed me how to develop films. I remember I was looking at photos with a crime scene in crazy scenery, and it was pretty impressive. And I was so shocked when I saw for the first time a picture which appeared from the chemicals. We did the fanzine for like 3 or 4 years, and one day the chief editor of Strix magazine called me because they were doing a story about all the people who were involved in the fanzine movement. He kind of liked the photo I was doing, and he said, okay, if one day you have some stuff too you want to propose to the magazine, yeah, go for it. And he only had to say that once, and I just jumped into it, and that's it. That's how it starts. I don't really know what would be my life if I didn't start taking skateboard photos at what point. I didn't really prepare anything because I was pretty busy, but anyway. So as I said, it's pretty narrow, but I had this one, which is really nice. I've been in this position quite a long time while I was skating, shooting skate in the street. I'm gonna show you the first photo I published in the magazine. Like Anthony Papalardo, backside nose blunt slide, and this one. Brian Wenning, the switch backside lip slide. That's the first photo, and the magazine was Tricks. That one is nice. We did a remake of the movie Snatch, and we called it Sketch, with Guillaume Duluth and Jean-Philippe Trivier. There's the poster as well. Yeah. My first cover was this one. A switch ollie of Hakim Sherif in Thessaloniki. One of the first skate trip abroad I did, and then I never give up. I didn't want to wait for brands, and I had so many like connection with guys all over Europe. At the beginning, early 2000, I was like going to Greece quite a lot because I had some friends there. I was really enjoying the fact to shoot skateboarding, but also to shoot reportage photography beside, you know. So I was like, if I go in different places far away, I'm always gonna be able to add some portraits of kids in Iran or in any places, you know. So I started to propose to different brands, okay, listen, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna do a story which is gonna be published in the French magazine, but also in the German magazine and in Spain magazine. And so that's why the people, they were like, okay, we're gonna help you out with this. So I was managing with different kind of sponsor, trying to help, and every rider has his own sponsor, so they paid for his tickets. I won't say I'm the first one, but I was like really one who did by himself the trips with the guys without waiting for magazines or for anyone to send me somewhere. Myanmar, Namibia, Ethiopia, all the country in South America pretty much. Iran, Lebanon, Egypt, yeah, many countries. Remember this one for sure. Lowdown magazine, Bastien Duverde in India. It's a crazy story on this trip. I met the Dalai Lama in a city called Kalimpong, and the Dalai Lama was coming to make the opening of a Buddhist school. When we arrived in the city, everybody was cleaning the city like crazy, you know. Then we asked some people, and they were like, yeah, the Dalai Lama is coming in 2 days. We need to see him, and it was a very private press conference and everything, and I found a way, I don't remember, but I said I'm a French journalist, blah, 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 and we sneaked in. We met the Dalai Lama, I checked his hand, we took some portraits. Bastien has his skateboard and we wrote Free Tibet on the grip. And he was handing the board and the Dalai Lama said, ah, that's a good message. That's a cover shot. I show you only the cover shot, but with Julien Béchet in Detroit, with Juan Saavedra in Paris. Ah, Solo, putain. That's the one I was looking for 20 minutes. And this is emulsion transfer. It's with Polaroid in it. So the whole article was done with this technique. I don't know what's inside. Maybe it's Namibia. Yes, Namibia. That was a very nice trip. Really enjoyed this one. I really like the photo of Chuck. Yeah. The mini ramp in the desert. That one is pretty cool. It's a story about we did in Ordos, China. It's the big city. It was built by the Chinese, but nobody lives there. It's like a ghost town. There is really bad quality spots. After one session, we broke all the spots because the concrete, everything was shit. It's made in China. It's not a legend. Yeah, you have this one. It's Ravi. Javier Mendizabal at the pool at the Cité de l'Océan in Biarritz. It's Philippe Amar. You got the English one and the German one. That's the skateboard magazine I was doing, and with Olivier Dezec and some other guys. And yeah, that's the thing about the cyanotype. We did it for 3 years. It was just an annual magazine, one issue a year. The last issue was just before the COVID. We stopped with the COVID, so 2019. That one. Ah, that's from French, Thrasher French. There was and the issue of a cover of Bastien Salabandi when he was back in bees. Ah, cover of Michi, same shit. I definitely need to take some. Give me 5 minutes. Then I just grab the good ones. You have all the photo books. And here you have all the camera gear. Lens stuff, M6, Voigtlander, Expand. Some old Rolei FM2. And my first camera ever. My dad offered this to me when I was 19 or something. I did some aquashot surfing with this. Yeah, my S670. And of course, my Hasselblad with the prism and the Polaroid back. I kept everything. And I still have the fisheye, the Hasselblad fisheye. And here we have all the projects, medium formats, all the archives, with all the slides and from years and years and years. Yeah, you have like Indonesia, London, Morocco. Yeah. Many stuff. And yeah, it's full of negatives and slides and Super 8 films from Australia, New York. Yeah. It's been a while. We're getting old. And also this old Mamiya binocular. That's where I was I did some portraits of many skateboarders with this one back in the days. The old Pelican case I was traveling with all the time. It's pretty dusty. All the light system, and especially this one. This was the analog camera that was making sequence 9 images per 9 frames a second. Even when I was shooting skate, I was also always interested by, beside the skateboarding, like what happened in the street. When you're a skate photographer, your office or your laboratory is a street. It's your playground. If you stay focused only on the action, you miss quite a lot. Even if the main reason why you're here is to document skateboarding and still, but it's the street. When I start taking like photos for Skateboard magazine, then when I start to do my first trip, I always came back from the trip with many reportage photos. It's the one in Kyrgyzstan. I like the cover shot. It's Chark Silker. I love this guy. I love the way he skates. He's fantastic. Yeah, that's exactly one of the examples of what I was saying before about the portraits, and it's supposed to be a skateboard article, and we start with this. So I was always like spending times to take portraits of the people, and I was always talking to the guy in the streets. When I was traveling the most, I was away maybe 7 months a year. I was abroad, so it was really like I wasn't there. And when I got the kids, I was like, no, it's not possible. I wanna spend more time with my kids. So that's, I think, the beginning in my mind that made me feel, okay, you cannot keep traveling like that. And also after 2013, 2014, like a lot of magazines were bankrupt, and I was working for pretty much 25 magazines all over the world. When I start seeing all the magazines like closing down, and it was kind of frustration. I had this opportunity to start working with a friend of mine in a photo studio to do more like fashion and product and stuff like that. The photo I love the most is really more like poetic stuff, like kind of artistic stuff. There is some commercial project I do, but also some clients are also calling me to work with them because I have this kind of style. That's also cool. That's the catalog of the first festival. I start this new project with my friend Greg Poissonnier, World Culture Exposure Festival. We did it last year for the first time in November. It was 3 days, and we had some very good feedback. The venue was super crowded. The main goal of the festival is really to show to the main audience how creative the photography is in those 3 fields: skateboarding, snowboarding and surfing. And we are not talking about just sports photography. Also, we wanted to show through the photos the specific relationship there is between the photographer and the rider. The contest is open to professional photographers, but also to amateurs. Like last year, we had a photographer from Romania who won one prize. So it's also one of the goals of the festival is to show the work of people that nobody knows. We do it in an amazing venue. It's the Casino Municipal de Biarritz, which is in front of La Grande Plage. So when you watch the exhibition, you can see the ocean. We wanted to show the photos with like really good quality printing on good paper with good lights. Second edition is gonna be 9 days instead of 3 days last year. We're gonna do a retrospective of Benjamin Debert. Beach Brother. It's an old magazine, doesn't exist anymore. They were from here. With Bruno Debauché, who died. We dedicated the first edition of the festival to Bruno Debauché. Because for me, it was when I arrived in this area, he was one of the first guys who trusted me and who was really like helping me, and he was really someone very important. So that's De Biarritz book about c'est Thomas Busutil who was doing De Paris, and at one point I said to him, we could do De Biarritz. Instead of De Paris about skateboarding, we could do De Biarritz about surfing. Same concept, like from the 1st of January of 1 year, surfing photos from many photographers, only in the Basque Country area and in Leland. Always with a kind of crazy layout. It's Nicolas Malinowski who did the layout, and yeah, a lot of photo surfing and lifestyle in Biarritz with like about 40 photographers involved. That's my last book. So it's a trip I did in 2023 through Barra, California. We went there with Edouard Del Perro and Damien Castera, who are two pro surfers, good friends of mine. We just decided to go there. We rented an old four-wheel drive from the 80s, and we had no goal, just looking at the coast if we could like find some swell and just enjoy it. That's the really luxury when you just go somewhere and you have no goal and you just like took the photos without really making any plans, and you just take your time and enjoy and no pressure, and then that's the result. You can almost smell the sand in Barra, California. My friend Damien Castera wrote the text, I did the photos, and yeah, we have a result which is totally unexpected. So of course, after when we came back, we published the story in many surf magazines, and we finally did a book. I'm really trying to dig into this way of shooting. So it's really not about megapixel or sharpness or whatever. I destroyed the lens with some crabs and stuff I put in front, and yeah, so the result is always really like, yeah, special. Yeah. I never consider photography as a digital expression. For me, it's a plastic art. It's really like the basic of photography is to be in a laboratory to see the chemical. The beauty of photography is when you see the photography that appear in the chemicals. Now it goes so fast. You take a photo and 20 minutes after, it's everywhere in the world. And with the social network, it's even faster now. But for me, it goes too fast. I talk like an old bastard, but it's just, yeah, my conception of photography is really plastic art. It's definitely not the same to have a photo, a digital photo on a screen or on your iPhone or whatever, than on a paper under a frame or in a book or in magazines. It's totally different. And even the way you will keep in mind a cover shot of magazine, it's definitely not the same than you probably saw today hundreds of photos and you don't even remember 5 of them. So that's the thing.